Screencast, I am going to explain to you how to create a recycler view like the one you can see in the Play Store. So, and we are not going to use any external library or any support from outside other than few utilities to, load images and something like that. But the entire design or the UI is going to be created only by ourselves. So before we start doing that, let us first of all add the design dependency to our Gradle. So for Android X, this has been changed a little bit. So the name is now material 1.1.0. So to get all the necessary widgets and all and in the project, we're gonna need this particular dependency. So let me give it as design. Now sync the project, and once it is done, we are ready to go. All right. So first of all, let us go to the main activity.xml, and we have to add a recycler view here. So let me quickly add it. So I will say recycler view, and I will give width and height to match parent and match parent. So you can see that it's a constrained layout. So what we can do here is that we can use the full power of the constraints. So for that, let us give it like match constraint or 0 dp, and inside the design editor, let us add the constraints to each and every part of the recycler view. So let me do it quickly. So yes, now you can see that our recycler view is covering entire our screen. And quickly let me add an ID to it. So let us give it an ID named playstore recycler view. So I don't know how much you are familiar with the overall internal working of a recycler view, of the one like that of a Play Store or anywhere. If you see such kind of place, I mean recycler view, what they basically try to do is that they incorporate or add multiple recycler views inside one recycler view. So this the similar kind of a thing that we're going to do out here also. So before that, let me set all the necessary things out here so that I can reference it from my Java class. So let me instantiate it out here and bind it to the view. So for that I will say find view by id, and at the same time let me add a layout manager to it. So I would say set layout manager, and I will say new linear layout manager, and this particular thing wants a context. So be very careful when you are giving a context to a recycler view or to anywhere. So actually here you can give two type of context. One is the application context, and you basically give it by calling this particular method get application context. And also you can also give it the activity context by saying main activity dot this, or uh, you know just like that. Yes, you can see that each and everyone is working, but you have to basically try to understand what's happening inside the frame. If you give each and every one of this particular context, or if you pass each and every one of it. So let me very quickly summarize it to you. So if you are giving the application context, what is happening is that if you clear the activity, the object instance of the recycler view that is created by the application, or which is basically residing in the memory, may not be got garbage collected by the ZC. I mean, whenever this activity is destroyed, simply because you have passed here an application context, and that basically saying that till the time the application context is not swiped out, or the application context is not null, there may be certain requirement of this particular object of recycler view, so keep it in the memory. But in the same time, if you are saying, if you are passing it the activity context, you are indicating the machine that it's, I mean, every time I swipe out the activity from the memory, I no longer need the instance of this particular recycler view in the memory, and so you are free to swipe it up. So this way basically the ZCs work. And also there are a lot of ways, or a lot of things need to be understood to find out how a ZC basically works, or a garbage collector works in Java. But this is something that you can keep very you can basically give attention to while you are assigning a context to not only recycler view but to anything. So here we will be giving the activity context. Hope you are clear with the logic why I am adding the main activity context out here. Or you can post it to the comment. I will help it out there also. The next step is to add a context to it. I mean an adapter to it. So for that I will call set adapter, and now we have to create the adapter class. So for that, let me first of all create a package named adapters. We are going to create few more adapters actually, and the first adapter, let me call it as playstore store adapter. Yeah. So let us quickly create the adapter class. So extends recycler view. Then just create the constructor. After that, and just say recyclerview holder, and just implement all the methods. So this is how your adapter class is more or less ready. Now let us create an inner class out here named let us name it as view holder, and this class will extend recyclerview.viewholder. And now let us create a layout that will hold all the internal recycler views that this particular, the outer recycler view is going to populate. So for that we will go to layout folder, and there we will create one more layout resource file, and let us name it as unit, say inner recycler view. Okay. And this particular layout will simply hold one text view. So it's a text view, match parent or web content, and it will be having only one line. So I will say max lines to 1. Let us give it a text size of 14 dp, text color of black. So let me give the code out here, and let me extract resource so that I can reuse it. So let us name it black, and also a padding. So padding may be your 10 dp each side. Also let us give it an ID. So I will say it title. Okay, brilliant. Now let us add a recycler view to it. So I would say recycler view, and let us give the width to match parent and height to wrap content, ID to inner recycler view, so he will be small, and also let us give it a margin. So margin at the top side will be your like 8 dp, and margin to the left, let us give it 10 dp to align it with the text view up top. So that much is enough. And also let us change the height of the root layout here to wrap content, and also let us give a margin to the top of maybe 10 dp. So this way things will be very much organized. Now here inside the main activity.xml, let us add the adapter to the recycler view. So for that I will say new new okay, I said it rails to adapter. Okay, I will change it later on, but for the time being let it be like that. And it expects a context, so also here also just pass the activity context and not the application context. Brilliant. So now let us go to the play store activity, play store adapter. Okay, let me quickly change the name of it so that we don't get confused thereafter. So I by mistakenly named it rail store, so this, let us name it to play store. Okay, awesome. So inside play store adapter, from the onCreate view holder method, let us return an instance of the view that we will be creating using this inner recycler view XML file. So for that I will say new view holder, and inside this I will call the layout inflator class, and this particular layout inflator class will be giving us a view using the unit inner recycler view XML that we have just created. So for that I have to call the inflator method. So actually it needs the context, and the inflator method will need the layout file. So for that I will say r.layout.unit inner recycler view. Then it needs the root view, and after that a flag which is false, which basically says that do you want to attach to root or not. So for now we are saying it to be false. So let us also give it a give this list a size. So for time being let us give it a size of 10, and inside this view holder class we have to instantiate our recycler view from the this inner recycler view XML. So for that let me copy the ID out here and reference it inside this view holder class. So for that I will say recycler view inner recycler view, and inside the constructor I will say inner recycler view equals item view dot find view by ID r dot id dot inner recycler view. And as we have instantiated the inner recycler view class out here, now let us also add a layout manager to it, and after that we will add an adapter to it here only. So to add a layout manager, let us first of all recollect one thing, that the outer or the main recycler view should be scrolled vertically, I mean up and down, and the one in the inner side should basically scroll horizontally, that is left to right. So here we have to add a layout manager which basically makes assured that the recycler view basically scrolls horizontally. So for that I will say inner recycler view dot set layout manager, and inside it I will write new linear layout manager, and this first of all expects a context. So let me make a global variable of context out here. So I will say context, and I will instantiate this particular context inside the constructor function of the adapter class. What I will say this dot context equals context, and inside the constructor class of view holder class I will say context, and I will give it an orientation. So how you can give it an orientation? By simply providing it a flag named horizontal, or say like vertical. So you can give any one of it. So in this case we want horizontal, so we are giving horizontal. Now it expects you to give one more flag, which basically a boolean flag, which basically tells the layout manager that you want to populate the elements inside this particular recycler view from left to right or from right to left. So if you give it a flag to it, I mean a boolean to it, let us give it false, it says that reverse layout. So if we want this reverse layout, basically what is happening here is that the regular layout of a yeah, of a recycler view is to I mean a horizontal recycler view is basically from left to right. So if you're saying that reverse layout should be true, then what happens is that you are saying that recycler view go populate the elements from left to right. So this is not the case that we want in our case, so we are saying that reverse layout to false. It is as simple as that. And after that we will add an adapter to it. So for that I will say inner recycler view dot set adapter, And now let us create an adapter class for this inner recycler view. So for that, let us go to our adapter package or folder and create one more Java class. And here I will name it as inner adapter. And let me quickly create the adapter class for it. So for that, I will say extends recycler view. Post that, I will quickly create the constructor. Then I will say recycler view adapter. Okay. And then I will say recycler view dot view holder and quickly implement all the methods. Awesome. So like the earlier times, here also I have to create a view holder class. I mean a class that basically extends the view holder class. So for that I will again write public class view holder or maybe inner view holder. So these names doesn't make much difference actually. You can give any name, and this class will extend recycler view dot view holder class, and also it will provide us a constructor. Now um, like this particular adapter will no longer contains any more recycler view, because we just wanted like one recycler view to be inside one more. So this particular recycler view now will be holding all the elements inside the inside the recycler view. I mean by elements, what I am saying, what I basically mean is that all the like games or movies you basically see inside the Play Store application. So each and every uh, say like uh, application or anything that Play Store provides to you. So for that again we have to create one more layout. So for that I will go to this layout folder and create one more layout resource file. So let me name it as unit item. So this is a practice basically I encourage you to follow, that if you are basically creating a layout for the items of the recycler view, so just add an unit text ahead of it. By that way basically you will find all those XML files which are basically used to populate each and every element inside the recycler view in one place. So as you can see that unit inner recycler view is here, again unit item.xml is here, and all the others you will find everywhere else wherever you want. But all those things I mean related to the recycler view item creations or the elements creation, you will find it in one place. So that way it becomes a little bit more manageable. Anyways, I'll leave it to you. This is just a practice that I follow. So inside unit item.xml, here I will basically give fixed width and height to my root layout. So for width I will give say like 150 dp, and for height let me give like okay, for height let it be a wrap content, and okay fine, linear layout will be okay. We'll change it if it is needed in later on. So inside this particular linear layout I will be adding one image view, and this image view will be having a width of match parent, a height of maybe like 150 dp, so this way it will become square in look. And after that, yeah, it will definitely have an id. So let me give the id as id image. Let us give it a scale type. So scale type will be center crop, and I will say adjust to view adjust view wants to true. And this much is enough for this one for the time being. Now after I mean just below that, let us let's add one more text view to it. So it's a text view. Width would be match parent, height would be wrap content, text size 10 dp, font family is okay fine, no font family. uh, text style will be bold out here. Then let us apply a padding. So padding left I would precisely, so padding left will be like your 4 dp, and padding right also will be for 4 dp, and max length will be Yeah, max lines will be two. So like no more than two lines will be allowed inside this particular text view. So let us see how it is looking in our design tab. So currently you cannot find out much about what's going on out here. So let me add some colors to it, so find it out. So in the image view, let me give it a background color. So background color of lighter gray, and allow me add a text to it. So text maybe Gunjan Kalita. So what I'm planning to do is, the inside this image view I will be showing faces of different people, and inside the text view I will just add a dummy name. So the similar kind of a thing I'm trying to do it here. So Gunjan Kalita is my name, so I just added it there. Anyways, so you can see that it looks something like this. So let us give it a little bit of elevation so that you can have a beautiful looking shadow effect. So let me write elevation 4dp. You can see that it is having an elevation, but it's a little bit more. 2dp would be good. So again, not looking much better. So we are having also one more utility out here, which is basically designed for a recycler view, so that it can be made much more beautiful, which is called card view. So let us use this particular one out here. So for that, just outside linear layout, I will say card view. So you can see that it is showing some red color. There are valid reasons for that. Okay, let us go the a lighter way. So first of all, remove this linear layout, say card view, and inside this card view add a linear layout. And this linear layout can safely have width as match parent and height as wrap content, no problem. Also don't forget to give it an orientation, and this case is vertical, and just wrap all the elements out here, the image and the text view, inside this particular linear layout. So let us have a look about how it's looking. So now we can see that it's like having a definite or a better shape now. Again, just remove this particular elevation, because card view basically gives you its own utility to provide elevation and radiuses. So we'll be using those utilities out here. So for that I will say card elevation, say like 3dp, and card corner radius of say like 4dp. Let's go to the design tab. So you can see that we are having a much more better looking card elevation, and also card corner radius in each and every corner. So once it renders into recycler view, it will be much more clearer. Anyways, yeah, finally let us not forget to add a margin to it. So let us say margin right. Okay, wait. Yeah. So let us give it a margin. So it's a margin right of maybe 8 dp. So yes, this much will be enough. Yeah, last one more thing. Let us give it an ID to the text view. So let us give it name, and now we can safely go back to our inner adapter and add this particular layout inside the on create view holder method. So for that I will write return new inner view holder, and again I will call in layout inflated class parent dot get context, and create a view using that particular layout you have just created. So for that I will say r dot id, no, r dot layout dot unit item. Also it wants the parent, so let us pass the parent, and it wants us that whether we want it to attach to the root view, and that is no. And inside the get item count method we want to give it some numbers. So each and every list that will be scrolled horizontally will be having 10 elements out here. So I think something is right out here at play store adapter. So what's that? So yeah, we have to add the adapter. to the inner recycler view out here. So for that we will say new inner adapter, and it expects the context. So this much. So this much is it. So let me give it a checkup, and if everything is good, we'll start our build process. So the main activity is, it looks fine. Activity main also looks fine. Adapter is good. Unit item is good. So everything is good. So let us try to build it once and see what will results that we are getting. I have my emulator already running, so let me bring it to the screen. All right, fantastic. So I'm building this project for the first time, so I think it may take 2 or 3 minutes. Generally, my Mac doesn't take that much of time, but at the same time, it's recording, so it may take some time. And I don't know a thing about editing and all, so uh, I'm never going to edit this kind of videos. Neither I have time to do so actually. This is my first video I'm doing. It's just out of my interest to share whatever I know to the world. So I think my audience would have to bear with it for the first few months, or maybe 4 or 5 or 6 months or so. After that, like you may see faster and more accurate or appropriate videos. But don't worry, I write blogs, so I will add those blogs in the description. So if you're in a hurry, you can go to those blogs and find those all the similar datas out there, and you can learn it the same way. Okay, okay, wait. Uh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I was just building it to a different emulator. Some computer science engineer once very effectively said that everybody in this world is in a hurry, so it's not a good thing. People should not be in a hurry. So yes, I this they start believing in his statements. So we should not be in a hurry actually. Anyways, yeah, good enough. So you can see that we are having a basic building structure out here, or like similar looking structures where we are having a recycler view that can be scrolled vertically up and down, and also it can be scrolled horizontally, as you can see. So in this video only, I will be adding the image view. I mean, I will be adding images inside all these image view. So for that, let us go to pexels.com, sorry, picasso.org, and try to get that particular library. So for that, just open your favorite web browser and write Picasso Android. So yes, the application that we are developing is having all the necessary setups for Android X. So once you learn this particular thing out here, you can just add it to your all your latest projects or anything. Or if you are having any projects that you are planning to migrate to Android X, this particular source code is going to work. So it's a big plus actually. Anyways, so from here, let me copy this line out here. I don't know why they have not given basically the appropriate versions out there in their website, because after I find the Gradle dependency here, I have to go to the internet again and I have to search like uh, Picasso Android X dependency. So this is something I don't know why they have done it that way. Or again, you can directly search the same thing in the first go. But I just wanted to show you the uh, their website maybe. So again, that's the thing. So yeah, so this is the version actually 2.71828. I don't know. Why? I don't know why they are not basically releasing 3.0. That should be the case actually. Anyways, they may be having their own logic. Yeah, so let us sync it.